Hello, everyone. For this proposal, the Lemon Drop Martini will get a remix. The Velvet Citron enhances the classic drink's lemon forward profile to include more citrus expression while introducing a silkier texture and mouthfeel, layered aromatics, and a more sophisticated balance of sweetness and acidity. This modern interpretation of this cocktail aligns with current consumer preferences for freshness, elevated presentation, and artisanal character. The Lemon Drop Martini is credited to have been created by Norman J. Hobday in the mid 1970s. Hobday was the owner of Henry Africa's, a fern bar in San Francisco. These fern bars were created after the women's movement to allow men and women to interact in a less rigid and more sociable atmosphere. The cocktail was designed to be bright, approachable, and citrus forward at the same time when vodka and sweet and sour drinks were rapidly growing in popularity. Its popularity continued through the 1980s and 90s thanks to the popularity of the martini glass, which helped to boost the drink's appeal. While many versions from this period leaned heavily on bottled sour mix or excessive sweetness, the modern craft cocktail revival brought renewed focus on fresh citrus, balance, and quality ingredients. Today, the lemon drop is often viewed as a nostalgic or entry level cocktail, but its simple citrus structure makes it an ideal foundation for creative reinterpretation. Structurally, the classic lemon drop is a simple vodka sour with lemon juice and simple syrup. The original recipe calls for 2 parts vodka, 1.5 parts of fresh squeezed lemon juice, 1 part simple syrup, shaken with ice for 10 to 15 seconds, and then strained into a sugar rimmed glass. My variation, the Velvet Citron, reimagines the lemon drop through a modern craft cocktail lens. The name reflects the drink's defining qualities. Velvet, which is given from the silky texture created by egg whites and citrus oils, while Citron preserves the lemon drop's citrus forward identity. While the Lemon Drop Martini originally used vodka as the base because of its clean and approachable flavor profiles, I wanted to elevate the beverage to use bourbon. Bourbon introduces warmth, depth, and notes of vanilla and caramel that naturally complement citrus. Just think of a lemon posset or a lemon creme brulee. Next, instead of focusing on just one acid, lemon, I added more citrus expression through the use of grapefruit juice, natural lemon zest oils from limoncello, and a grapefruit lemon oleo saccharum. This technique not only helped to extract lots of citrus essential oils, but also added sweetness and a silky texture. Texture was a huge change. While lemon drop martinis are usually thin and acidic, the addition of egg whites or aquafaba created a velvety foam that coated the tongue like a custard. Additional aromatics were added with orange blossom water that gave a floral bouquet that played well with the citrus oils. Finally, the messy sugar rim was left behind in exchange for a candied orange, adding that familiar sweetness while also giving citrus aromas, a subtle caramel that tied into the bourbon base, and a more elevated way to garnish the beverage. The Velvet Citron is made up of 1.5 ounces of bourbon, a half ounce of limoncello, a half ounce each of fresh lemon and grapefruit juice, a half ounce of oleo saccharum, a fourth ounce of egg whites or aquafaba, 1 to 2 drops of orange blossom water, and 1 candied lemon garnish. This cocktail does use the dry shake method. First, all ingredients, including the egg whites, are added without ice and shaken 10 to 15 times. This helps to aerate the egg whites and create a velvety foam. Ice is then added and then it is shaken again for 10 to 15 shakes to allow for dilution as well as the cooling down of the cocktail. Originally, the lemon drop used a martini glass, but for this beverage to give it more of an elevated appearance, we are using a coupe glass. The Velvet Citron fits well into contemporary craft cocktail programs because of the focus on elevated classics and seasonal citrus. It appeals to guests who enjoy whiskey sours, citrus forward cocktails, or anything that is dessert adjacent. This drink also honors the lemon drop's original identity while elevating it to give it more technique, storytelling, and presentation, things that audiences are looking for now when it comes to their beverage choices. Finally, the cost to make the beverage was about $3.75 with a 24% pour cost. A drink price would be around $16. This 24% pour cost, should include the fact that there are some craft things like the oleo saccharum that are being created by internal staff, as well as some of those more harder to get items like the orange blossom water that was used. Overall, this is an elevated and upscale drink that could get the $16 or more price depending on the market.